Time's dark secret revealed. I always thought my life was ordinary until the day I noticed the clock on my wall ticking backward. At first, I laughed it off, thinking my roommate was playing a practical joke. But when I confronted her, she looked at me with genuine confusion, insisting she hadn't touched it. That's when I began to worry. Each tick seemed to echo louder in my mind, and with each passing day, I felt a part of me slipping away, like forgotten dreams just beyond the reach of my waking mind. The first memory I lost was my trip to the beach last summer. I couldn't recall the color of the ocean or the feeling of sand between my toes. Friends would mention it in passing, and I'd nod along, pretending to remember. But inside, a cold dread crept up my spine. I started keeping a journal, scribbling down every detail I could remember of my life, but even those entries began to fade, the ink smudging as if the paper itself was losing its grasp on reality. It was as if my past was being systematically erased. I sought help, visiting doctors and quacks alike, but no one could offer answers. In desperation, I reached out to a group online, where a user named Timekeeper claimed they experienced the same phenomenon. Their posts were cryptic, filled with warnings about a time reversal and the dangers of remembering too much. One message stood out: "Once the clock stops, so do you." I felt a chill reading their words, as if they were speaking directly to me. My heart raced as I realized the clock's hands were nearing midnight, ticking backward with a relentless rhythm. On the final night, as the clock's hands aligned perfectly at 12, I stood frozen in my room, paralyzed by fear. My memories were now a hollow void, a black hole consuming everything I once was. The last thing I remember is the clock emitting a low, ominous hum, its hands now eerily still. And then, just like that, I faded too. All that remains is this story, a whisper in the digital void, left behind by a version of me that's no longer here.